Maroon Knights of Wheeling Central Catholic High School, 15-9 on the season. They are the Class AA defending state champions. They will be the visitors on the scoreboard this morning for this semifinal game. The Wolfpack of Williamson High School, 16-8. As we mentioned earlier, they won it all in 1988 and 89. They will be the home team on the scoreboard. It is time to give you our invocation, the introductions of the players, and of course our national anthem. For all of that, we go to the voice of the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum. Here's Don Cook.
Welcome to the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum and the 78th annual West Virginia Boys State High School Basketball Tournament. We're down to the semifinals. This game features a AA matchup, the Williamson Wolfpack and the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights. Before we meet the teams involved, let us stand for our invocation, provided this morning by Michael Ann Cook of Pineville High School.
Would you please bow with me in prayer? Our Lord, we thank you for all the blessings you've given to us this tournament season. I pray for your continued watch over us for the remainder of the games. Keep the spirit of sportsmanship among winners and losers high, and help the memories of the 1991 tournament live forever. Bring safety and good health to all players, and we thank you for the talents you've given them. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Now let's meet the teams involved in this AA semifinal contest. First of all, for the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights, head coach Jim Daler. For the Williamson Wolfpack, head coach David Hatfield. For Wheeling Central, assistant coaches Dan Angelich and Joel Now. For Williamson, assistant coaches Kurt Fletcher and Greg Smith. Support staff for Wheeling Central, Bill Cordery, DJ Klanoski, Chuck Reed, and Dave Kondrich. Support staff for Williamson, managers Robin Williamson and Danielle Watson. Statisticians Nicole Marudas, Kelly Booton, Jerry Haynes. Lions Club host for Wheeling Central, Bob Greenleaf. Lions Club host for Williamson, Rat Thaw. Now let's meet the players. For the visiting Wheeling Central Maroon Knights, number 13, Jamie McKittrick. For Williamson's Wolfpack, number 20, Larry New. For Wheeling Central, number 15, Stan Koneski. For the Wolfpack, number 21, Brian Dillon. For Wheeling Central, number 24, Brett Koneski. For Williamson, number 23, Robbie Marudas. For Wheeling Central, number 20, Jake Pennybacker. For the Wolfpack, number 14, Brett Morgan. For the Maroon Knights, number 21, Curtis McGee. For Williamson, number 32, Jason Cather. For Wheeling Central, number 22, Dan Metz. For Williamson, number 4, Doug Jackson. For the Maroon Knights, number 32, Anthony Savage. And for Williamson, number 44, Steve Smith. Now your starting lineups. For Wheeling Central, a 5'9" senior, number 23, Damian Saunders. For Williamson, a 5'7" senior, number 12, Fred Hairston. For the Maroon Knights, a 5'9" senior, number 10, Mike Bishop. For Williamson, a 6' senior, number 24, Paul Stafford. For Wheeling Central, a 6'5" senior, number 31, Tom Burgoyne. For Williamson, a 6'4" senior, number 34, Duke Jewell. For Wheeling Central, a 6'3" senior, number 30, Joe Donzella. For Williamson, a 6'4" junior, number 3, Joe Stafford. For Wheeling Central, a 5'11" junior, number 14, Justin Ryan. And for Williamson, a 6'3" junior, number 33, Michael Hagee. Now would you please stand for our national anthem to be sung this morning by Pineville High School's Kelly Deskins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's game time. The tip-off in 1 minute after we hear this message from Salem Takeo University.
If you are planning on going to college and are looking for a small, friendly campus with a wide range of programs, contact the admissions office at Salem Takeo University for information about the new international intercultural concept in higher education. Salem Takeo University gives students the opportunity to interact and exchange ideas with people from all over the world. More than 22 nations are currently represented on campus. We are your international partners in education, right in the heart of West Virginia. Call 1-800-283-GLOBAL today.
Come ride with me, ride with me.
If motorcycling has seemed out of reach, maybe you haven't reached for the right motorcycle. Honda's balanced high-performance Nighthawk 750 is a superb combination of motorcycling's best tradition with up-to-date technology. The Nighthawk 750, the return of Honda's classic inline 754. Come see the Honda Nighthawk 750 today at Beckley Honda on Valley Drive, Mid-State Marina in Sutton, and Logan Motorcycle Sales in Logan.
This copyrighted broadcast is made under exclusive rights granted to the Metro News Radio Network by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission. Any rebroadcast, publication, or use of the accounts or description of this game without the express written consent of the Metro News Radio Network is prohibited. Once again, from the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum, here's Fred Persinger.
Team colors for both teams, maroon and white. The Williamson Wolfpack, the home team. They have on the white uniforms maroon numerals. The words Williamson Wolfpack emblazoned across the front for Central Catholic. They are in the dark maroon uniform, Central across the front. Mr. Ackerman has the basketball, tip of the air, controlled by the Wolfpack of Williamson High. Joe Stafford pulls it down, gets it to Fred Hairston. And this one is underway. Semi-final play, Class AA ranks. On the near side, Paul Stafford. They go top of the circle to Joe. That's his cousin. They're working around to Hairston, down low. They go inside to Duke Jewell. Shoots the shot, no good. Rebound controlled by Joe Donzella for Wheeling Central. Central with the basketball. The Chief, Damian Saunders, gets it over the far side to Mike Bishop. They go in the paint to Burgoyne. Back outside to Bishop. Top of the circle to Saunders. They work it around on the left side to Mike Bishop. Bishop sends it to the Chief. Top of the key. He goes on the far side. Now they work near side to Justin Ryan. Ryan down in the corner. Left side. On the dribble. Brings it back outside. Saunders with the basketball. Right wing. They'll work it to Mike Bishop. Not looking at the basket now. Burgoyne does. His shot is short. And the rebound comes down to Paul Stafford of Williamson. Working with the basketball, the Wolfpack up the floor. They go. Mike Hagee's jumper, good. Michael Hagee scores the first 2 points of the basketball game. Williamson on top of Wheeling Central, top of the circle. The Chief gets it over on the far side to Bishop. They go low post inside. Donzella's shot is strong, and the rebound comes down to the Wolfpack. The Pack on the run, top of the circle. Fred Hairston, the 5'7" senior point guard, works it on the right side to Paul Stafford. Stafford spin move, picks up the dribble, brings it back outside to his cousin Joe on the far side. They go to Fred Hairston. Hairston holding it high over his head, sends it now to Paul Stafford, running one-hander, too strong off the back of the iron. Rebound controlled by Donzella for Wheeling Central. Outlet pass to the Chief. Damian Saunders into the front court. Stops on the right side. Takes it over to Bishop. Standing on the right wing. Looks to come near side. Now they get it to Justin Ryan on the left wing. Justin, top of the key to Damian Saunders around the perimeter. They go to Bishop. Jumper good. For two. Mike Bishop scores. Tied at 2 with 6:08 left in the first quarter. First tie of the basketball game. Working. Fred Hairston sends it over to Paul Stafford, left side. They go into Duke Jewell. He finds in the middle Michael Hagee. Jumper is short. Rebound cleared by Joe Donzella of Central Catholic. He gets it to Damian Saunders. Damian into the front court. Walks it across the timeline, yelling out instructions. Stops the top of the circle, brings the pass down in the corner near side to Mike Bishop. Bounce pass along the baseline. Turnaround jumper for Burgoyne is good. Tom Burgoyne gives the lead to Wheeling Central. First lead change in the basketball game. 5:34 left in the first period. Paul Stafford with it into the front court for the Pack of Williamson High School. Brings it back to Fred Hairston. Hairston being closely guarded by Damian Saunders. Bounce pass left side. They go to Paul Stafford. Stafford high over his head, picked up by Bishop. He'll work, and we've got a 5-second close guarding call. Give credit to that defensive pressure, Jeff Jenkins. That's what Doobie Daler talked about.
He said we're going to extend the man-to-man defense, going to pick them up all over the floor so they can't get the ball down inside to Duke Jewell. That time Stafford had a problem and had to turn it over. Saunders
with the basketball for Wheeling Central. They try to force it inside. Loose on the floor. Picked up by who? Williamson, but they lose it out of bounds. No, saved and into the hands of Burgoyne, and Jewell takes it away. A lot of action. Jewell comes up with a loose basketball, sends it up the floor. Paul Stafford, his shot is short. Rebound loose, picked up by Bishop for Wheeling Central. Outlet pass up the floor to Damian Saunders. Saunders into the front court. Jump pass far side. Bishop shot off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Fred Hairston. The action is fast. The Pack is on the attack. They send it down in the corner near side to Paul Stafford. Shot won't go. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Burgoyne of Wheeling Central. Wow. 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. 4-2 your score. Wheeling Central on top. They have the basketball. Blocking foul called on Fred Hairston. That'll be his first.
And that's the first time in the game we've seen Damian Saunders for Wheeling Central really be aggressive offensively and take it to the hoop. And that time he had a quick first step on Hairston, who couldn't control him and got called for the block.
Happened on the drive, not a shooting situation. Give it out to Wheeling Central beneath their own basket. Looking to get it in. They do to Saunders in the corner. Damian will work it on the dribble. Back out on the right wing. Picks it up, sends the pass near side to Justin Ryan. Ryan, top of the key, goes on the far side now to Saunders. Back it comes to Justin. Justin moves in, sends the pass into paint. Burgoyne, pump fake, goes in, misses the shot. Rebound control by Duke Jewell. Laid it up a little too soft. Didn't use the glass, and it came off the side of the rim. 4-2 your score. Wheeling Central on top. They scored 4 in a row with the basketball. Michael Hagee moves in. Left-handed jumper, no good. Rebound comes off to Wheeling Central. Damian Saunders behind the back dribble to get away from traffic. Takes it down through the lane. Pulls up 8-footer in front of the iron. No good. Rebound controlled by Paul Stafford of Williamson. He gets it over to Fred Hairston. Hairston working with the basketball. 3:47 left in quarter number 1. 4-2 your score. Fred Hairston into the front court. Picked up there by Damian Saunders for Wheeling Central. Hairston picks up the dribble. Goes to Duke Jewell. In the paint. Turns. Shoots. It's short. Rebound comes off to Joe Donzella. Outlet pass to Saunders. Saunders into the front court. 3-on-2. Central with the advantage. Saunders pulls up, shoots, and scores. 6-2. Damian Saunders faked right, then just went straight up with the shot. Scored the easy 2. 6-point run by Wheeling Central. They lead it by 4 with 3:14 left in the opening period. Fred Hairston makes the move on Saunders. Down through the lane. Finger roll. Good. Nice play by Fred Hairston.
Harrison said, I can go to the hoop too, Damien. And he took him right in there.
6-4. Wheeling Central on top by a bucket. 3-minute mark of quarter number 1. Saunders top of the circle. Works over on the far side. The Bishop down in the corner. They go to Justin Ryan. They'll bring it back near side to Damian Saunders. Saunders, a couple of dribbles to the left of the free throw circle. Takes it back on the right side to Mike Bishop. Clock moving. 2:45. Turnaround jumper. Good. Tom Burgoyne came out to the high post. Took the pass. Scored the 2. 8-4. Your lead belongs to Wheeling Central. Fred Hairston working with the basketball across the timeline. Stops top of the circle, brings it on the right side to Joe Stafford. Joe moves in, jumper, no good. Rebound cleared by Wheeling Central. Damian Saunders again on the run into the front court. Stops top of the key now, goes down through the lane, pulls up, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound down low into the hands of Donzella. They call jump ball. They call the jump ball. We're going to have a break in the action. Exclusive Metro News coverage of the 1991 state tournament being brought to you in part by your West Virginia Jeep Eagle dealers.
Jeep days are here. Your chance to get 50th anniversary savings on the Jeep vehicle you've always wanted.
You mean like a Jeep Cherokee Sport?
Yep. It's available right now with 190 horses and big cash back.
How about the legendary Jeep Wrangler?
You bet. It's got a great low price right now, too.
Wow.
So hurry to your Jeep and Eagle dealer today during Jeep days and get the Jeep vehicle you've always wanted at the price you've always wanted.
See your West Virginia Jeep and Eagle dealer where you can expect the best.
Ride with me, ride with me.
It's time to head for the hills on a Honda 4Trax 4x4. Built extra tough, the 4Trax 4x4 has the power and reliability you expect from a Honda. Come on in and check one out today. Honda recommends 4Trax 4x4 riders be 16 years or older and take a training course. See the 4Trax 4x4 at Beckley Honda on Valley Drive, Mid-State Marina in Sutton, and Logan Motorcycle Sales in Logan.
Williamson High School Wolfpack scored the first 2 points of the basketball game. Wheeling Central then went on a 6-point run. Williamson came back, got a score, made it 6-4. Now back out again to the 4-point lead, 8-4. Central will control the basketball on the alternate possession after the jump ball. Inbounds play comes to Burgoyne, moves in, shot blocked by Steve Smith, who's into the lineup. Outlet pass comes up the floor to Williamson's Paul Stafford. Jumper, no good. And on the rebound, whistle and the foul. Call it on Duke Jewell going over the back on the rebound.
You would think that Williamson would have the advantage inside. They're a lot taller than Central, but early on, Central has a 9-5 rebounding edge.
First personal foul against Duke. Second team foul. Common foul, give it out to Central Catholic. They lead at 8-4, 2:09 mark of quarter number 1. Saunders into the front court, takes it over to Bishop on the right side. Back to Saunders near side. They go to Dan Metz, a 5'10 senior into the lineup for Central Catholic. Now back to the Chief. Damian Saunders sends it down in the corner to Bishop along the baseline. Anthony Savage, turnaround jumper, no good. Fred Hairston with the rebound for the Wolfpack of Williamson High. Here they come. Up the floor. They get it to Smith. Alley-oop, no good. On the rebound, lose it out of bounds. It belongs to Williamson. Last touching, Central Catholic. It'll belong to the Wolfpack, but ate their own basket. Joe Stafford will be the inbounder. 6'3" and a junior. Joe takes the basketball, gets it into his cousin Paul Stafford. Now they work it back outside. Fred Hairston, 5'7" senior point guard. Hairston operating the offense for David Hatfield's Williamson Wolfpack. Now Stafford comes out, Joe to take the pass. They work it around the Hairston left side. They get it to Steve Smith. Back it comes to Paul Stafford, top of the circle. They bring it back to Joe Stafford, trying to drive in, cut off, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound controlled by Anthony Savage of Wheeling Central. Williamson having trouble finding the basket here on the first quarter. A minute 15 left in quarter number 1. 8-4, Wheeling Central on top. Bounce pass near side. They work it to Dan Metz. Back they go on the far side to Damian Saunders in the corner to Mike Bishop. Bishop, one dribble. We got a pushing foul called on Anthony Savage. Anthony Savage got caught with the second personal foul, and I think that's what he was telling the official. He pushed me first, but the official can call only what he sees. First personal foul against Anthony Savage. And that's the first team foul against Wheeling Central. So on the turnover, you give the basketball to Fred Hairston. Hairston into the front court, top of the circle. Picked up by Damian Saunders. Goes left side to Paul Stafford. Stafford backing in, now turns, sends the pass to Joe Stafford. Down in the corner, they go to Hairston on the right side. 49 seconds left first quarter. In the paint, Duke Jewell dumps it off low to Steve Smith. We got a whistle and a foul. Smith barely got control of the basketball, then went up with it, and the foul was called.
That's what Williamson's going to have to do, Fred. They're going to have to have those type of passes because Wheeling Central plays such good man-to-man defense that they overplay sometimes, and Williamson's going to have to try to take advantage of that with some good passes down inside.
Personal foul called on Tom Burgoyne, the 6'5 senior, his first. Inbounds play comes to Stafford. Top of the circle, they work to Hairston. Hairston sends it round on the left wing to Joe Stafford. Pulls it up, sends it back outside to Hairston to Paul Stafford. Down through the lane, running one-hander, good. 8-6 your score. Wheeling Central's lead is cut to 2 with 28 seconds left in quarter number 1. Down on the corner far side, Dan Metz for Wheeling Central. They'll bring it back. The chief, Damian Saunders, gets instructions from Jim Daylor. They want the final shot of quarter number 1. 8-6, they lead by a pair. 14 seconds, clock is moving. Damian Saunders waits till he gets to 10, and now he moves. Mike Bishop with it, right wing. Back it comes to Damian. Moves in, jumper for 3, no good. Rebound cleared by Williamson with 2 seconds. 1 second. They won't get the shot off. We've come to the end of the first quarter of play with your score, Wheeling Central 8, Williamson 6. This is the Metro News Radio Network. Shooting stats in that first period of play. Wheeling Central 4 of 13, 31%. Williamson 3 of 15, 20%.
They've been getting a lot of shots, but they just haven't been falling for them.
Ready for the second 8 minutes of action. Wheeling Central will be ball. Walks it into the front court. Picked up by Damian Saunders. They send it over on the right wing to Steve Smith. Backdoor pass goes to Paul Stafford. Jumper good. Nice play. A set play they ran that time, and Stafford connects. And we're tied at 8. Second tie of the basketball game. Anthony Savage in the jump circle on this side. Sends it to Dan Metz. Metz jump pass far side to Bishop. Bishop moves in through the lane. Dumps it off nicely to Donzella. Donzella scores. Nice play. 10-8. Wheeling Central back on top by 2. 7:25 left in the first half. Fred Hairston with the basketball. Sends it down on the far side into the hands of Duke Jewell, who comes out to help with the pressure. Now top of the key, Michael Hagee. They work it around the perimeter. Paul Stafford jumper in and out. No good. Rebound control by Wheeling Central. Joe Donzella pulls it down. Outlet pass up the floor. Kicks it up ahead to Damian Saunders. He finds Dan Metz inside. His shot won't go. Rebound cleared by Michael Hagee of the Williamson Wolfpack. Outlet pass to Fred Hairston. Hairston in the front court. Stops on the left side. Yo-yos the basketball. Moves over between the rings. Now the pass comes right side to Steve Smith. Smith back on top of the circle to Michael Hagee. They work it down in the corner. Left side. Hairston driving in. Pulls up. Got the tough luck shot off. And a whistle and a foul called on Wheeling Central. He went inside among the big boys and got the shot off. Whistle was called against Anthony Savage. That'll be his second. Anthony Savage was so effective in that win over Pineville coming in off the bench.
Especially in the second quarter, which is the quarter we're in now. He really surged Wheeling Central ahead in that game.
Fred Hairston will be at the free throw line, shooting 2 times. His team trailing by 2. Right-hander is good. Averages 9 points on the season. He has 3 in this basketball game. He was 3 of 5 from the free throw line in the quarterfinal. He's 2 of 2 here this afternoon as he makes both. And again, we're tied at 10. That's the third tie of the game. With the basketball, Wheeling Central Catholic. They work it on the near side into the hands of Kurt McGee, who's in the lineup now. Far side, Dan Metz. Back it comes, top of the circle to Damian Saunders. Saunders to McGee. Bounce pass in the corner to Metz. Bounce pass along the baseline. Deeper inside to Savage, and he scores. Boy, that's great ball movement by Wheeling Central. They lead it by 2, 12-10. 6:23 left in the first half. Fred Hairston for the Williamson Wolfpack walks it across the timeline, brings it on the right side, gets it to Smith, driving in, jumper no good, pushing foul called against Central Catholic.
Smith's a big guy, but he's got nice speed, a good first step. He made it to the baseline and really beat his man that time.
Joe Donzella will be whistled for his first personal foul. Walking to the free throw line will be Smith, who was fouled in the act of shooting. Steve Smith, 6'5" and a senior for Dave Hatfield's Williamson Wolfpack. Stands in at the line to our right. Averages about 7 points a game. Right-hander, no good. He'll have another opportunity. Steve Smith scored 10 points in the win over Midland Trail. Misses both free throws, and the rebound cleared by Anthony Savage of Central Catholic. Up the floor, they get it on the far side to Dan Metz. Back they bring it to Damian Saunders. Damian, top of the circle, pulls up on the dribble, goes in the corner far side to Tom Burgoyne. He brings it back to Metz, back to the Chief. Damian lets it fly for three. No good off the back of the iron. On the rebound, pushing fouls called on Joe Donzella. Donzella will pick up his second personal foul. That'll be the 15th foul. Will walk the length of the floor, and the Pack will be at the free throw line. 5:59 left to be played in quarter number 2. 12-10 your score. Wheeling Central on top. They trailed 2-0. Then they have been in the lead since then. They led it 6-2, 6-4, 8-4, 8-6. We were tied at 10. And Central Catholic on top now 12-10. Michael Hagee will be at the free throw line, trying to give his team another tie. Stands in on 1 plus the bonus. Averages 18 points a game. Left-hander. Good. He'll have another opportunity. 12-11 your score. Michael Hagee ready again. Good again. We're tied for the 4th time in the basketball game. 5:57 left, quarter number 2. Saunders with the basketball for Wheeling Central. Down on the corner they go to Tom Burgoyne. Burgoyne brings it back to Metz. They work it around, get it to the Chief. Bounce pass along the baseline to Burgoyne. Back outside to Saunders. Cross court to Metz. Metz through the lane, pulls up, 10-footer off the glass. Good. Dan Metz scores his first two, 14-12. Central Catholic back on top by a pair. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Working with it over the far side. Duke Jewell, give and go, gives it to Hairston. His shot blocked by Burgoyne. Lost out of bounds, last touching Central Catholic. Hairston moved in again among the trees and had his shot blocked that time by Tom Burgoyne. Went out of bounds off Tom. Williamson will control. Paul Stafford will be the inbounder. 5:26 left first half. 14-12 your score. Central Catholic on top. Williamson looking to tie. Hairston with it. On the dribble. Picked up closely by Damian Saunders. Gets by him. Down through the lane. Dumps it off. Duke Jewell score it. Oh, nice penetrating move by Fred Hairston to Duke Jewell. And Duke scores for the first time. We're tied for the 5th time. 5-minute mark of quarter number 2. Burgoyne from the corner forces the shot. Rebound on the weak side to Anthony Savage. He scores and he's fouled. That's where Anthony Savage really pays off for you.
That time Burgoyne was going up for the shot in the corner, Fred, and just had to hesitate a little bit because a defensive player flashed by, and that's why he missed the shot so badly. But then Savage, with a good position inside, was able to dump it back in.
Personal call on Paul Stafford, his first. Anthony Savage has 4 points in the game, 4 rebounds. He goes to the line looking for that 3-point play. His team on top 16-14. Right-hander, good. So Anthony Savage has come in the second quarter, scored 5 points. His team leads by 3, 17-14. 5:01 left in quarter number 2. Paul Stafford will control the basketball, and pressure is applied by Wheeling Central. All over the floor, they get it into Fred Hairston. Hairston gets through the trap, brings it across the timeline, and then loses it out of bounds. Good, great defense. I started to say good defense, but that's great defense by Damian Saunders.
He had position that time, and the refs chose not to call foul, and it went off the foot of Hairston.
Fred Hairston got through the trap, but then ran into Damian Saunders. 4:52 left, first half, 17-14. Wheeling Central on top by 3. Damian Saunders with the basketball through the lane, dumps it back on the near side to Burgoyne. He'll find Savage. Savage shoots, misses. Rebound control by Hagee of Williamson. Outlet pass to Hairston, up the floor to Stafford. Lay it off the glass, count it. Paul Stafford makes it 17-16. Back within 1 quickly. Wheeling Central into the front court. Top of the key, Saunders. Left wing, they go to Burgoyne. Bounce pass along the baseline. Drive it, count it. Anthony Savage has 7. 19-16. Back to the three-point lead. Boy, Wheeling Central really works the basketball good, and they use Anthony Savage. 4:10 left in the first half. Three-point lead for Central Catholic. Down low, Hairston sends it back. Smith off the glass. Good. Steve Smith got the nice pass from Fred Hairston. 19-18. Williamson back to within 1. 3:55 left in the quarter. Near side, Tom Burgoyne looks to find the Chief. Can't find him on the far side. Goes to Metz. Metz has the shot. Rim in and out. No good. Rebound comes out long to Michael Hagee. 3-on-2. They run into Saunders. No call. Picked up the loose basketball. They get it to Stafford along the baseline, and Paul scores. Wowee. Lead change. Number 2. Quickly into the front court. Damian Saunders brings his Maroon Knights trailing by a point, 20-19. Burgoyne in the paint. They get it to Donzella. Donzella's shot is short. Rebound comes out long. Here comes Hairston. Bounce pass up the floor. Stolen away by Tom Burgoyne. Burgoyne looks for help. Finds it in Damian Saunders. Up the floor. The pass goes across the timeline to Joe Donzella. And he very smartly waits on Damian Saunders to retake the basketball. We approach the 3-minute mark of quarter number 2. 20-19 your score. Williamson on top by a point. On the far side, Burgoyne with the basketball. Bounce pass to Savage. Baseline. They tried to get it to Donzella. Loose. And a whistle, and the foul is going to be called on Savage.
Savage was going back after that ball, Fred, after he made kind of an ill-advised pass down inside. The ball got knocked back toward him. He went after it and laid his body on the Williamson player.
Anthony Savage will pick up his 3rd personal foul and will walk the length of the floor. At the free throw line will be Paul Stafford for the Wolfpack of Williamson High. Stafford has 8 points in the basketball game. Kurt McGee will check in, replacing Anthony Savage. He has 7 points in the quarter, but 3 personal fouls. Paul Stafford at the line on 1 plus the bonus. His first opportunity. He has 8 points in the game. Averages 17.5 on the season. His pack on top by a point. Right-hander misses. Rebound cleared with authority by Donzella, but stolen away by Stafford, and he scores it back. 22-19. Now we got a whistle after that one. Wow, count the basket by Stafford. And you call the foul on Williamson's Kurt McGee. McGee will pick up the first personal. And this Williamson crowd loving it.
Looks like they called the foul on the rebound, not on the Stafford shot, on after the ball went through the hoop.
They did. Stafford's basket will count. Fouled was the Wolfpack's Brett Morgan. So he stands in 1 plus the bonus. Right-hander, no good. Rebound, tipped around, cleared this time by Joe Donzella for Wheeling Central. 22-19. The lead is 3. It belongs to Williamson. Wheeling Central looking to do something about that this time down the floor. McGee to Damian Saunders, top of the circle, drives in, double pumps, puts the shot up, no good, gets his own rebound, takes it up, whistle and a foul. Damian Saunders. Boy, he took everything in his own hands that time, drove in, did the double pump, got the shot off. It wouldn't go, but he got his own rebound, took it back up strong, and was fouled by Joe Stafford, his first.
Seems like when they need a real important basket, Saunders does take matters into his own hands. He starts that penetration drive.
Damian Saunders at the free throw line, averages 13. He has only 2 in this one. Stands in. Right-hander, good. We'll have another opportunity. 22-20. Damian Saunders ready again. Eyes the bucket. Score it. No, miss it. He missed it, and the rebound saved from going out of bounds by Williamson's Paul Stafford. Stolen away by Wheeling Central. 2:22 left in the quarter. 22-20 your score. Williamson on top of Wheeling Central. Far side, they go to Kurt McGee. McGee brings it near side to Bishop. Bishop eyed the bucket, now sends it back on the far side to McGee. McGee sends it top of the key. Damian Saunders through the lane, pulls up, has his shot blocked by Jewell, but right into the hands of Bishop. He gives it right back to Saunders. On the far side to McGee. We're at the 2-minute mark of quarter number 2. Bishop with the basketball, low along the baseline, left side to Burgoyne. Drives in, bounce pass inside, gets it to Donzella. Donzella scores. And we're tied again for the 6th time in the basketball game. And now we got a foul called against Wheeling Central.
Eric McGee that time tried to get in quickly under Hairston after Fred Hairston caught the basketball, but didn't give him that step, and you have to give him that step, and he didn't, so he forced the contact, McGee did, and got charged with the foul.
Second personal foul called on Kurt McGee with 1:48 left in the second period. Tied at 22. We've been tied 6 times in this basketball game. At the free throw line to our right, Fred Hairston. 1 plus the bonus. Right-hander makes the first. He'll have another opportunity. He's got 5 in the game.
And I think he's played a very solid first half.
No
really
question. 5'7" senior. Right-hander shooting in and out. Wouldn't go. On the rebound. It's loose on the floor. What are we going to have? Horn inadvertently sounded. The horn inadvertently sounded, and it stopped the action for a second. The official blew the whistle. No one had control of the rebound. It was loose on the floor. See what they're going to do. They're going to call the coaches together. Doobie Daylor for Wheeling Central and David Hatfield for Williamson. The free throw, the second of 2, missed by Fred Hairston. It actually went all the way down in and came back out. Now we got an official's timeout. With a break in the action, let's take a moment to hear from Go-Mart. Go for the good times. Go for Go-Mart.
Go-Mart's never gonna let you down.
You got to go for bread. You got to go for pop. You got to go for mama.
How?
In just one stop.
No matter what you need or when you need it, Go-Mart has probably got it. And Go-Mart's always open. Good food, hot coffee, snacks, household items. Go for Go-Mart and go for it all. Easy in and easy out at the Go-Mart nearest you.
Go for Go-Mart.
Go for good
Go
times.
for Go-Mart. Come ride with me. Ride with me.
It's time to head for the hills on a Honda 4Trax 4x4. Built extra tough, the 4Trax 4x4 has the power and reliability you expect from a Honda. Come on in and check one out today. Honda recommends 4Trax 4x4 riders be 16 years or older and take a training course. See the 4Trax 4x4 at Beckley Honda on Valley Drive, Midstate Marina in Sutton, and Logan Motorcycle Sales in Logan.
David Hatfield's team is on top. 23-22. He was looking for a spark, and he found it in Paul Stafford. In the first quarter, Paul Stafford was 1 of 5 from the floor. In the second quarter, he's 4 of 5 from the floor. He has 10 points in the basketball game. Minute 46 left in the first half. 23-22 your score. Williamson on top. And the Wolfpack will control the basketball beneath their own basket. A minute 46 left in the first half. 23-22. The Wolfpack on top by a point. This game has seen 6 different ties. The lead has changed hands twice. Joe Stafford will be the inbounder. High over his head, looks to get it in, and he does so to Duke Jewell, top of the circle. Left side, they go to Fred Hairston. Hairston working with the basketball. Yo-Yo sends it back on the far side to Duke Jewell. Jewell looks, finds help in Joe Stafford. Stafford working against Dan Metz, puts it to the hardwood, dribbles in, sends it down on the corner, right side to Michael Hagee, drives in, scores. Nice play by Michael Hagee. 25-22. The lead is 3. Belongs to the Wolfpack of Williamson High School. Wheeling Central with the basketball. They get it. To Burgoyne. Down it goes on the far side. To Bishop. They work it around to Metz. Down in the corner near side. Tom Burgoyne. Back to Dan Metz. Top of the key. They go to Damian Saunders. Right side. Bishop for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound. Burgoyne misses the easy shot. And the rebound cleared this time by Stafford. For Williamson. Outlet pass to Hairston. Up the floor. Michael Hagee. Left-handed jumper. No good. On the rebound. It's controlled by Joe Donzella of Wheeling Central. With 53 seconds left in the first half. Here comes Central Catholic. Damian Saunders through the lane. What do we got? Blocking foul. Call it on Fred Hairston. That'll be his second.
That time Saunders again forcing the action down the lane.
That'll be the 15th foul. This will send Damian Saunders to the free throw line. Coming into the Wolfpack lineup, Brett Morgan will come in, replacing Fred Hairston. At the line to our left, Damian Saunders averages 13 points a game, has 3 in this one. He will stand in at the free throw line to our left on 1 plus the bonus. 49 seconds left in quarter number 2. Damian Saunders, 5'9" and a senior. Right-hander, good. These teams are so much alike. Both with great talent, both with great point guards, both with great inside men, both with great shooting guards. They're just so evenly matched. Every time Wheeling Central and Williamson get together, you know it's going to be a great basketball game. Ready again. Damian Saunders misses this time. And a rebound controlled by Williamson. 25-23 your score. The lead is 2. It belongs to the Wolfpack with 42 seconds left in the first half. Brett Morgan backing in against Damian Saunders. Bounce pass, gets it to Stafford. Paul, far side, he goes to Joe Stafford. Joe near the midcourt stripe, on the dribble between the legs, trying to get around Metz. Can't do so. Picks it up, sends it back. It's going to be a violation. No, picked up by Saunders. Saunders goes in, misses. And on the rebound, we got a technical foul called against Williamson for slapping the backboard. That time, the over and back violation would have been called had Morgan been able to get up and get the basketball. He slipped down. Once he did, Damian Saunders used his speed to pick up the loose basketball in the backcourt, drove it in, missed the shot, but the backboard was slapped by Williamson's Michael Hagee, and that is a technical foul.
It'll be 2 shots now. It looks like Tom Burgoyne's going to be shooting it.
Burgoyne shoots about 75% from the free throw line on the season. Right-hander misses. With 21 seconds left, he'll have 1 more shot, plus Wheeling Central will get the basketball. Tom Burgoyne, 6'5" and a senior, misses both of them. And Wheeling Central will have the basketball, trailing by 2 with 21 seconds left. Dan Metz will be the inbounder. Right in front of our broadcast position, gets it into Damian Saunders. Damian walks it across the timeline. He has instructions from Jim Daylor. They want the last shot. The clock stands at 13 seconds. Damian Saunders with the basketball, gets it to Metz, back to Damian. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. They bring it to Bishop. In the corner, they go to Metz, drives the baseline, puts the shot up. No good. Rebound tipped around, controlled inside. Score the 2. Brett Kanicki. Brent Kanicki was into the lineup, got the big offensive board to score it, and we're tied up. It's halftime at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum with your score, Wheeling Central 25, Williamson 25. This is the Metro News Radio Network. Center, where Bridgeport will battle Tolsia. Also in single A, the semifinal rounds have been set. Vinson will go against Peterstown later this afternoon. Franklin will go against Birch. That comes up tonight at the Civic Center. Also tonight, it is the Final Four for Class AAA. at 7:45 this evening at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum. Class AAA defending state champion, the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles of Beckley, will battle the Brook High Bruins. And then in the nightcap tonight here in Charleston, it'll be the Big Red of Parkersburg against the Logan Wildcats. It's just been some outstanding basketball action in this 1991 edition of the State High School Basketball Tournament. And I'll tell you what, Jeff Jenkins, if the first half or it was going to be like the second half, we have a great basketball game right ahead of us.
And we thought these two teams would be evenly matched coming in. Look for the defensive intensity for Wheeling Central to continue, and Williamson may try to punch it down inside a little more to Duke Jewell this half.
Wheeling Central will control the basketball to start quarter number 3 right in front of us. Justin Ryan will be the inbounder. He has all 4 of his teammates right in front of him, so just pick a player, and of course he picks Damian Saunders. Damian into the front court, right side. They go to Mike Bishop. Looking at a zone right now by Williamson. Tom Burgoyne moves in, shoots through that zone, and scores. So just like that, Wheeling Central takes the lead, 27-25. Opening seconds of quarter number 3. Fred Hairston with the basketball. Walks it across the timeline into the front court. Being picked up there by Damian Saunders. Fred Hairston brings it over on the near side. On the dribble, bounce pass to Duke Jewell. Jewell come out top to help with the pressure. Finds Joe Stafford. Back it comes near side. Paul Stafford through the lane. Puts the off-balance shot up. Won't fall. Rebound. Lost out of bounds. Last touching Wheeling Central. Diving to try and save the basketball, Justin Ryan, but it goes out of bounds. Joe Stafford will be the inbounder. On the side court, gets it in to Fred Hairston. Hairston on the dribble, looks at the bench, gets instructions from Dave Hatfield. Bounce pass comes near side to Duke Jewell, standing on the left wing. Top of the circle to Joe Stafford. They work it around on the right wing, go to Fred Hairston. Inside, Michael Hagee gets loose, score it, call the foul. Michael Hagee took the nice pass inside from Fred Hairston, scored the 2, and picked up the personal.
That's what we expected coming in for Williamson, try to pound it down inside, and that's what really concerns Central coach Doobie Daylor about that height advantage that Williamson has, and that time they took advantage of it. Hagee laid it up and in and can complete the 3-point play.
Burgoyne picks up his second personal foul. Left-hander Hagee makes it. So he makes the 3-point play. It's 28-27. Williamson on top of Wheeling Central. 7 minutes left in the third period. Left wing, Damian Saunders looking to go inside to Donzella. Can't get it to him. Sends it to Bishop on the right side. Donzella now in the paint. Brings it back in the corner right side to Burgoyne. Back it comes to Bishop. Jumper good. Mike Bishop on the right wing, about 18 feet out. Scores the 2. He's got 4 in the game. 29-28. Lead change number 3. 6:37 left, quarter number 3 with a basketball. Williamson trailing by a point. 29-28. Joe Stafford working with it. Top of the key. Moves in at the free throw line. Jumps, shoots, and scores. Oh, nice play. Joe Stafford scores his first 2 points of the game. It is 30-29. Lead change number 4. Bishop with it on the right side. Down in the corner, they go to Burgoyne. Back out it comes to Bishop. Top of the circle, they go to Ryan on the far side. Damian Saunders in the paint. He moves to Burgoyne. Burgoyne goes up with a shot, misses it. Rebound controlled by Michael Hagee of Williamson. Running with the basketball, Fred Hairston brings it across the timeline into the front court at the 6-minute mark of quarter number 3. Stops, takes it over the far side to Michael Hagee. Michael holding it high over his head, brings it top of the key to Joe Stafford. They work it on the near side to Fred Hairston. Hairston with the basketball on the left wing. Gets by Damian Saunders, drives in, sends the pass back outside. Jumper for 3, no good by Joe Stafford. Rebound control by Damian Saunders. Here comes Damian on the attack into the front court. Stops top of the key. Now takes it down the left side of the lane. Jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound picked off by Fred Hairston. Here comes Hairston running for the pack. The attack is on as he takes it through the lane. Blocking foul called against Wheeling Central.
And Hairston that time did a nice job switching hands. He was going in with his left hand and made a quick move, started dribbling with his right, and Saunders couldn't keep up with him.
Damian Saunders picks up his first personal foul, and Wheeling Central wants to talk it over. 5.5 left in the third period. Exclusive Metro News coverage of the 1991 state tournament being brought to you in part by Honda Motorcycles. Come ride with us.
Come ride with me, ride with me.
If motorcycling has seemed out of reach, maybe you haven't reached for the right motorcycle. Honda's balanced, high-performance Nighthawk 750 is a superb combination of motorcycling's best tradition with up-to-date technology. The Nighthawk 750, the return of Honda's classic inline 754. Come see the Nighthawk 750 today at DeVal Cycle Center in Parkersburg, Summersville Cycles in Summersville, and RG Honda in Clarksburg.
Eagle Days are here at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Eagle Days?
Yep, it's your chance to save big on every Eagle in stock. Get big cash back on the sporty Eagle Talon.
Hot, very hot.
And get great deals on the roomy new Eagle Summit 3-door, the big little car.
Sounds good to me.
So see your Jeep and Eagle dealer now during Eagle Days and get the car you've been wanting at the price you've been wanting. See your Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
See your West Virginia Jeep and Eagle dealer where you can expect the best.
The Wolfpack on top 30-29. One of the big reasons they have 18 rebounds in this basketball game. We've had 4 lead changes. The basketball game has been tied 8 different times. Williamson with the basketball, far side. Michael Hagee driving in, pulls up, 8-footer good. Baseline on the right side. Michael Hagee scores it. He's got 4 in the quarter, 9 in the game. 32-29 your score. Wolfpack on top by 3. Wheeling Central with the basketball. Justin Ryan sends the pass over the left wing to Damian Saunders. Cross court, they bring it to Mike Bishop. Driving into the paint, sends it back outside. Damian Saunders for 3. Good. Count it. Damian Saunders, 7 in the game. And we're tied at 32. The 9th time this basketball game has been tied. 4:55 left, third period. Williamson with the basketball. Fred Hairston on the dribble drive. Sends it now on the far side. Paul Stafford moves in, 18-footer, quarter court right, good. Paul Stafford, 12 in the game. 34-32. Williamson by 2 points. Mike Bishop into the paint, goes to Tom Burgoyne, drives in, loses control of the basketball, picked up off the floor, and then saved from going out of bounds, but into the hands of Duke Jewell, and we got a foul called on Mike Bishop of Wheeling Central. A lot of action that time, and most of it went the way.
Great hustle that time by Paul Stafford. He went on the floor in front of the Central bench to knock that ball back in.
Dan Metz will check into the lineup for Wheeling Central. He will replace Justin Ryan. 4:33 left, third period. 34-32. Williamson on top by 2. Paul Stafford jump pass in the corner to Michael Hagee. He'll send it back outside to Fred Hairston. Clock is moving. 4:24 left, third period. Joe Stafford, jumper for 3. Left side, no good. Rebound control by Mike Bishop of Wheeling Central. He finds Damian Saunders across the timeline. They bring it. Nice skip pass through the lane. Up the floor. They get it and then lose it out of bounds, but it was knocked out of bounds by Williamson. The pass intended for Joe Donzella. Good hustle by Joe Stafford to break it up down low on the baseline. 34-32. The Williamson Wolfpack on top by 2 with 4:12 left in quarter number 3. Central controls the basketball, gets it in play to Tom Burgoyne. They'll work it around the perimeter. They go to Damian, low pass inside. Burgoyne score it. Boy, that's why Damian is so important. The Chief found the open pass inside. We're tied at 34. It's the 10th tie of the basketball game. Hairston into the front court quickly. Closely guarded by Bishop. Picks up the loose basketball. Hairston on the dribble. In trouble. Sends the pass on the far side. Gets it to Paul Stafford. He brings it right back to Hairston. Corner near side. They go to Joe Stafford. Back to his cousin Paul. Knocked out of bounds. Pass intended for Hagee.
Fred, Central has changed defenses the last couple of times down. They were in that man-to-man, and Hairston was having his way with it, quite frankly. But now they're coming into the trapping defense, and they're trapping out front.
34-34. 3:40 left in quarter number 3. Hairston with the basketball through the lane. You're going to have a holding foul called on Mike Bishop of Wheeling Central. Just kind of reached out and tried to grab on to Hairston as he went by. First personal of the morning against Bishop. Second team foul. Not a shooting situation. Give it out to Williamson on the far side. They get it into Hairston. Hairston with the basketball between the circles. Being closely guarded by Mike Bishop. Sends it over to Paul Stafford. Clock moving. 3.5 left, third period. We're tied at 34. Class AA semifinal game. The winner back tomorrow afternoon in the state title game. Low pass inside. Stolen away by Dan Metz. Great job of stepping into the passing lane by Dan Metz. Turnover number 5 against the Wolfpack. Top of the circle. They go to Metz. Far side, Damian Saunders. Saunders cross court on the near side. They work to Bishop. Looking at that zone of Williamson. Far side, Saunders jumps, shoots for 3. No good. Whistle and the foul is going to be called on Michael Hagee of Williamson. And Saunders will go to the line to shoot 2 times at the 3:03 mark of quarter number 3. First personal foul of the morning against Mike Hagee. At the line, Damian Saunders. He has 7 points in the game, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. We're tied at 34. The 10th time we've been tied so far this morning. We knew it would be a good one. It has been a great one. Damian Saunders, right-hander, good. (35-34). Lead change, number 5. Wheeling Central has it this time. Damian Saunders misses off the back of the iron. Rebound controlled by Duke Jewell of Williamson. Outlet pass to Paul Stafford. Stafford looks at the situation. Wheeling Central got back quickly on defense. It was 5 of them against the 2 of Williamson. Only Paul and his cousin Joe were back. They had to wait on their teammates, which they do. Hairston with the basketball now. On the dribble outside, sends it over to Paul Stafford on the right side. Paul, a couple of dribbles, being closely guarded by Dan Metz. He finds Michael Hagee on the right wing. 2:39 and counting. Left in quarter number 3. Joe Stafford with the basketball. Backing in, turning, shooting, scoring. Whoa.
Stafford taking advantage of he's taller than Damian Saunders. Last couple times down, Saunders has been guarding Stafford, and they've been using Bishop on Hairston.
36-35. Williamson back on top. Lead change number 6. Far side, Damian Saunders goes low post inside. Donzella takes it up strong, misses. Rebound, Burgoyne takes it back. Count it. Tom Burgoyne, 6 in the quarter, 10 in the game. 37-36. Wheeling Central, lead change number 7. Quickly into the front court comes Fred Hairston of the Williamson Wolfpack. Takes it all the way in, dumps it down low to Michael Hagee. He scores. Hagee, he's got 7 in the quarter, 12 in the game. 38-37. Lead change number 8, minute 50. Left in quarter number 3. Wheeling Central with the basketball. Tom Burgoyne, far side. They work it to Damian Saunders. Damian drives in the baseline. Score it. Damian Saunders, 39-38, lead change number 9. Here comes Williamson up the floor. Bounce pass, almost stolen away by the hustle of Dan Metz, but he stepped on the baseline.
Central has tried just about every full-court defense that they have to contain Hairston, but they haven't been able to do it. He's been breaking through everything.
Great basketball game. Williamson trailing by a point, 39-38. They go in low. Duke Jewell tries to dump it back inside to Hairston. Pass intercepted, but stolen right back by Williamson. Michael Hagee, and now Paul Stafford's pocket is picked. Dan Metz, the big defensive play, moves it into the front court, finds Burgoyne, driving to the glass, missing the shot. Rebound controlled by Williamson. Joe Stafford pulls it down with a minute 10 left in quarter number 3. 39-38. Wheeling Central on top by a point. Williamson with the basketball. Fred Hairston, top of the circle, brings it left side to Duke Jewell at the 1-minute mark of the 3rd period. Joe Stafford with the basketball. Spin move in the lane. Lay it off the back of the iron and count it. Oh, nice play by Joe Stafford. 6 in the quarter, 6 in the game. It is 40-39. Lead change number 10. Back and forth we go in this Class AA semifinal game. Mike Bishop, right wing, top of the circle to Metz. On the left side, they go to Damian Saunders. Damian, a couple of dribbles, brings it back cross court to Mike Bishop. 35 seconds left. They go into Donzella in the paint. They move through the lane. Good off the glass. Count it, Joe Donzella. 6 points for Joe. 41-40. Lead change 11 as we just go back and forth in this 3rd period. 23 seconds left in quarter number 3. Hairston will slowly walk it across the timeline. Dave Hatfield wants the final shot of quarter number 3. Hairston with the basketball. Bounce pass left side with 10 seconds to Stafford. Far side to Paul Stafford. 7 seconds. Clock is moving. Paul Stafford spinning in, looking, sends it outside deep to Hagee. He loses it on the floor. The horn's going to sound. What a quarter. That's the end of the 3rd period of play with your score. Wheeling Central 41, Williamson 40. This is the Metro News Radio Network. Wheeling Central outscored Williamson 16-15 in that third quarter to lead 41-40 with 8 minutes left.
And I think Central's really having a defensive matchup problem right now. Saunders has had Hairston and also Joe Stafford, but when Saunders has Joe Stafford, he has a little problem because Stafford's a lot taller, so Stafford just takes him inside. Hairston has been going past Damian Saunders. Let's see what they do now.
What kind of game has it been? It was tied at halftime 25-25. Williamson shot 70% in the third quarter. They still trail by 1. We have 8 minutes left in this one to decide which one of these two fine teams will be in the AA title game tomorrow. Williamson with the basketball, trailing by a point, 41-40. Paul Stafford on the right wing. Looking right now to matchup zone by Wheeling Central. Stafford in trouble and has the 5-second violation called against it. Great defense by Wheeling Central.
That was Mike Bishop that time. What happened, Bishop came out and started guarding Paul Stafford, and they put Joe Donzella on Joe Stafford, who matches up well as far as size goes.
Been a great game. That's only the 7th turnover against the Pack. 7:35 left in the contest. 41-40 your score. Wheeling Central with the lead in the basketball. In low, they try to get it to Donzella, knocked out of bounds, last touching Williamson. Joe Donzella and Tom Burgoyne will both post up, and they try and work the basketball to them as often as possible. And usually those two young men are very effective inside. Burgoyne has 10 points in the game. Donzella has 6. 7:29 left in the contest. Donzella gets it in to Bishop. Near side they go to Damian Saunders. Damian backs it back out of there and looks at that 2-1-2 zone right now by Williamson. On the right side they go to Tom Burgoyne in the paint. Anthony Savage going to be fouled by Paul Stafford. Tried to overplay the passing lane and slapped Anthony Savage on the list. Paul Stafford, his second personal foul. Not a shooting situation given out to Central beneath their own basket. And they get it in to Joe Donzella. He'll bring it back outside to Damian Saunders. 7:15 left in the contest. 41-40. Wheeling Central on top of the Pack of Williamson High. Mike Bishop on the left wing. Pulls up on the dribble, sends it back to Damian. Top of the circle, right side. They go to Tom Burgoyne. Bounce pass in the paint. Anthony Savage, he's stripped loose, picked up off the floor by Hairston. Here come the Pack. 2-on-2. Fred Hairston pass up the floor. He gets it to Stafford. No, they're going to overrule it and call the offensive foul on Fred Hairston. The offensive foul will be called on Hairston. That'll be his 3rd personal foul. And you turn it over for the 8th time. 6:58 left in the contest. Wheeling Central takes it right back. Catholic across the timeline with a basketball. Far side they go to Anthony Savage. Savage deeper on the left wing to Bishop. Back it comes top of the rings to Damian Saunders. Right side they go to Burgoyne. Back it goes to Saunders. He'll let the 3 fly. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Burgoyne inside. Takes it up strong, score. Tom Burgoyne, 12 in the game. 43-40. 3-point lead for Wheeling Central. And here comes Hairston for Williamson. 6:28 left in the contest. Duke Jewell on the left wing moves in. Top of the circle, sends the pass to Joe Stafford. Stafford driving through, off the glass, count it. Great penetrating move by Joe Stafford. 8 in the game, 43-42. The lead is cut to 1. Central with the basketball and the 1-point lead. 6:10 left in the game. Anthony Savage left wing, bounce pass in the paint. Donzella off the glass, missed the shot. Rebound controlled by Williamson. Michael Hagee pulls it down. He finds Fred Hairston. Hairston will bring it across the timeline. 6-minute mark of the basketball game. 43-42. Central Catholic on top of Williamson. Duke Jewell left wing, top of the circle. They go to Joe Stafford. Back it comes to his cousin Paul. Back to Joe, top of the circle. On the far side they go to Hairston. Fred directing traffic, sends the pass low post inside. Michael Hagee score the basket. Wow, what a pass from Hairston to Michael Hagee. Hagee has 14. It's 44-43. Lead change number 12. Williamson back on top. Wheeling Central with the basketball. Bounce pass far side. Anthony Savage down in the corner. They work it to Mike Bishop. Inside they try to get the pass to Joe Donzella. The foul's going to be called on Duke Jewell. That'll be his 2nd.
Jewell reached over with his left hand, coming over the top to bat the ball away, but had his right hand on the back of the Central player and picked up the foul.
5:24 left in the contest. 44-43. Williamson on top by a point. Still not a shooting situation. Both teams with 4. So both teams will go on the bonus on the next personal foul. Bishop will be the inbounder on the common foul, sends it to Burgoyne. He finds Damian Saunders, top of the circle. Wheeling Central with the basketball. They trail by a point, 44-43, 5:15 left in the game. Damian, top of the circle, right wing. They're working to Mike Bishop, down low. Anthony Savage, turnaround jumper, good. Anthony Savage, 9 points in the game, 45-44, lead change 13. Back and forth, 5-minute mark of the contest. Fred Hairston into the front court. Left side, they go to Duke Jewell, driving in. Blocking foul is going to be called on Damian Saunders. Only his second. Duke Jewell will go to the line.
Central playing that aggressive man-to-man, and that time Savage was overplaying Jewell, who just faked him and then took him to the baseline.
Duke Jewell came into the basketball game averaging 13.5 points a game. In the quarterfinal round, he got 17 points. Today, he has 2.
2 free throws.
At the line, Duke Jewell misses. Ready? No good again. He missed them both. Now the rebound cleared by Wheeling Central. With the basketball, Damian Saunders with it into the front court. Between the rings, 4:45 left in the contest. Corner right side. They go to Tom Burgoyne. They'll bring it back. Top of the key to Damian Saunders. Left side of the lane, sends the pass to Burgoyne in the corner. Jumper good. Tom Burgoyne. Mark it 47-44. The lead is 3. It belongs to Wheeling Central. And Pack wants to take a timeout. Timeout on the court. Time for this message from Glenville State College, located in the heart of West Virginia.
For 117 years, Glenville State College has served the educational needs of West Virginians in the heart of West Virginia. Glenville State student body hails from 16 states, 7 nations, and every West Virginia county. They come for quality programs like forestry, land surveying, teacher education, fine arts and business, unique and nationally acclaimed. Glenville State, the fastest growing school in the West Virginia system, is accessible, just 15 miles from I-79. Glenville State College, the college for Central West Virginia.
Come ride with me. Ride with me.
If motorcycling has seemed out of reach, maybe you haven't reached for the right motorcycle. Honda's balanced, high-performance Nighthawk 750 is a superb combination of motorcycling's best tradition with up-to-date technology. The Nighthawk 750, the return of Honda's classic inline 754. Come see the Nighthawk 750 today at DeVal Cycle Center in Parkersburg, Summersville Cycles in Summersville, and RG Honda in Clarksburg.
Biggest lead in the basketball game has been 4 points. Wheeling Central had it twice, 6-2, 8-4. They now lead by 3, 47-44, with 4:29 left in the contest. We've seen 13 different lead changes, a total of 10 different ties. With the basketball, Williamson working with it on the far side. Michael Hagee, he'll bring it back. Get it to Joe Stafford, top of the circle. In the paint, Duke Jewell working hard, misses the shot. Rebound, Paul Stafford, they're going to call a foul. Going over the back of Anthony Savage, they'll call the foul on Paul Stafford. Stafford will pick up his 3rd. And will walk the length of the floor. And Anthony Savage will go to the line. How important is an Anthony Savage to a basketball team?
Well, he's a space eater. He takes up a lot of space inside. He gets great position rebounding, and he's also an offensive threat. He's a perfect big man to bring off the bench.
And he has 9 points in the basketball game, 4 field goals, 1 of 1 from the line. Stands in on 1 plus the bonus. His team on top by 3. 47-44 with 4:11 left. Savage misses. Rebound to Michael Hagee of Williamson. Looks and finds Fred Hairston. Fred will direct the traffic as he brings it across the timeline into the front court. With the dribble being picked up by Damian Saunders. Goes inside on the low post pass. Great pass to Joe Stafford. Wow, 47-46. Back to within 1 come the Williamson Wolfpack. What a great pass inside from Hairston to Joe Stafford. 3:45 left in the game. Burgoyne, bounce pass along the baseline. Loose on the floor, picked up by Williamson. Loose in the air, picked up by who? Still fighting for it, and Wheeling Central comes out of there with it. Bodies everywhere, fighting for the basketball. And Wheeling Central comes out of there with it. 3.5 minutes left in the game. Damian Saunders, top of the circle. Down in the corner, they go to Burgoyne. Back it comes to Bishop on the right wing. They work it around the perimeter. Get it to Damian Saunders. Saunders picks up the dribble, sends it to Bishop to the right of the free throw circle. Clock moving. We're at the 3:10 mark of the game. 47-46. Wheeling Central on top. Make it 49. Tom Burgoyne. Big basket. 49-46. Burgoyne with 16 points in the game. 3-minute mark. 49-46. Catholic on top by 3. Williamson with the basketball. Inland pass again. They go to Duke Jewell. What do we got? Blocking foul is going to be called on Central Catholic. Anthony Savage is going to pick it up. Anthony Savage will pick up the personal foul. That will be his 4th personal.
These are important free throws for Duke Jewell. It's a 1-and-1, and last time up he had a free throw opportunity to hit 2, and he missed both of them badly.
Tom Burgoyne has 16 points in the game. In his 4th quarter, he scored 6 of Central's 8 points. Anthony Savage has the other 2. Duke Jewell connects here. 49-47. Wheeling Central on top by a pair with 2:51 left in the game. Duke Jewell ready again. 6'5" and a senior. Count it. 49-48. 1 point separates these two fine basketball teams. Burgoyne, pass up the floor. Stolen away. Stolen away by Joe Stafford. They bring it up to Hairston. Hairston shoots. Count it. Fred Hairston, 50-49. Lead change 14. Williamson back on top with 2.5 minutes left in the contest. Tom Burgoyne with the basketball. Trapped in the backcourt. Gets it to Bishop. Bishop in trouble. In traffic. Still looks. Finds help in Damian Saunders. They get it across the timeline. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. 50-49. Williamson on top by a point. In the corner right side to Burgoyne. Back it comes to Bishop on the right wing. Bishop top of the circle to Damian Saunders. Clock is moving. 2:10 left in the contest. To the right of the free throw circle. They go to Bishop. Bishop looking for Burgoyne. Finds him. Outside the three-point arc on the right side. They bring it back to Bishop. Down through the lane. Pulls up. Shot partially blocked away. Rebound loose on the floor. Picked up by Savage. He scores! Savage makes it 51-50. Lead change 15. Wheeling Central back on top. Hairston with the basketball for Williamson with 1:44 left in the game. Top of the key. They work it over the far side to Michael Hagee. Hagee with the basketball standing on the right wing. Brings it top of the circle to Joe Stafford. Joe in the corner finds Fred Hairston on the right side. Bounce pass in the paint. Duke Jewell leans in. Shot is short. Rebound loose. Picked up by Hairston. Driving the baseline. Stands on the inline. He travels. Out of bounds. Give it to Wheeling Central. Wheeling Central leads by a point, 51-50 with 1:28, and Wheeling Central wants to talk it over. Wow, what a basketball game. Two outstanding teams. One will be in the state title game coming up tomorrow afternoon. Tremendous game. With a timeout on the floor, let's take time to hear this Metro News golden moment.
With just 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go, Wheeling Central held a commanding 9-point lead. But the Wolfpack, led by sophomore Anthony Struther, put together one of the greatest comebacks in state tournament history.
11 seconds to go. Here comes Struther against Palmer. 8 seconds. Struther on the right side. 5 seconds to the baseline. Turnaround jumper is good. It's good with 1 second left. Anthony Struther hits the shot from the right baseline with 1 second to play.
Down by 9 points with just over 2 minutes to go, the Williamson Wolfpack won the Class AA championship game by 1 point on Anthony Struther's game winner. It was celebration time in Mingo County. The West Virginia State Championship, memories that last a lifetime.
Well, the Williamson Wolfpack not down by 9 in this one. In fact, no team has trailed by more than 4 throughout this basketball game. Williamson is down by a point. Anthony Struther is no longer with them. But I'll tell you what, they've got a pretty good cast in the likes of Paul Stafford and Joe Stafford and Mike Hagee and Duke Jewell and Fred Hairston. And on the other side, Damian Saunders and Bishop and Burgoyne and Anthony Savage. Wow, what can you say about these two great basketball teams? Just a great performance.
Very important offensive possession for Wheeling Central, Fred. They have to bring the ball all the way up court, and Williamson is in some pressure defense.
Central gets it in play right in front of us. and people come crashing into us as Michael Hagee was coming for the loose basketball. They're going to say it went out of bounds off Damian Saunders and Michael Hagee. The possession arrow pointing the direction of Wheeling Central. So it went off both players. Both of them came crashing into our broadcast table. And Wheeling Central takes over on the alternate possession. Anthony Savage gets it in to Damian Saunders. 1:23 left in the contest. Wheeling Central on top, 51-50. Saunders with the basketball. They have instructions from head coach Doobie Naylor. Both coaches crouched down on the far side, directing their teams. Saunders drives in, drives right back out. 1:09 and counting left in the game. Saunders going one-on-one against Hairston. Takes it to the hole, puts the shot up, won't go, but a whistle and a foul. Evidently, they've said, clear out. Damian, you're in charge.
What they do is they put the other 4 players, Fred, in the corners, and then Damian Saunders worked inside there, and he did on Harrison. He took him to the hole, and Harrison didn't really have much of a choice other than the fouling.
And Hairston picks up his 4th personal foul. Damian Saunders goes to the line. He is 3 of 6 so far this morning. He has 10 points in the contest. His team leads by 1, 51-50, with 1:04 left in the game. Damian has not scored in this 4th quarter. Right-hander ready. Good. What a game. You don't like this one, you don't like basketball. 52-50. Wheeling Central on top by 2 points with 1:04 left in the contest. Damian ready and good again. He gives his team a 3-point lead. 53-50. Here comes the Williamson Wolfpack, trailing by 3 inside 1 minute left, 55 seconds in the game. Fred Hairston will take it to the hole, leans in, shot good. Fred Hairston, 53-52. Lead is cut to 1. Anthony Savage gets the pass up the floor to Damian Saunders. Saunders has a strip loose, picked off by Williamson. Up the floor to Hairston off the glass. Count it! Hairston! 54-53, lead change, 16. Here comes Damian Saunders up the floor with 30 seconds left. They throw it away. Picked off by Williamson. The pack. Hairston has it on the far side with 24 seconds left. His team on top, 54-53. And Hairston's going to be fouled by Damian Saunders. This crowd has erupted. Wheeling Central is stunned. The Wolfpack going wild.
Give Michael Hagee some credit, and Joe Stafford. Boy, they were hustling on defense there and knocked the ball loose. And Hairston, what speed. I thought the ball was going out of bounds on the far side. Hairston was able to catch up with it before it went over the out of bounds line and knock it back in and take it down.
54-53 with 20 seconds left. Williamson on top by a point. The last foul was whistled on Damian Saunders. At the free throw line on 1 plus the bonus will be Fred Hairston. He is 3 of 4 from the free throw line so far this morning. It's a basketball game that has seen 10 different ties, 16 different lead changes. It's been up and down the floor.
And really, Williamson, Fred, never used much pressure in this game, full court, until these last couple of minutes here. And when they went into that, Wheeling Central didn't handle it as well as they usually do. They've had some problems with it, and it's been to Williamson's advantage. Some big foul shots coming up here for Hairston.
Jay Jacobs on the far side. Jay, what do you got?
Fred, I think what David Hatfield has done here is there's so many things that can happen, and he set his situation up based on whether the shots are made or missed. If they are made, they're going to step back and match up against the Central defense. If they are missed, they'll have timeouts. They'll come out and probably in both situations have to check and see who they want a defense against. So you've either got full court or you got half court situations.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Both teams are on the bonus. The possession arrow pointing the direction of Williamson. They are 8 of 15 from the line as a team, but the only one that counts right now is Fred Hairston. He stands at the line, 3 of 4 so far this morning. He has 11 points in the game. His team on top, 54-53. Hairston misses off the back of the board. Rebound loose. Controlled by Damian Saunders with 16 seconds. Outlet pass comes into Bishop. Back to Damian. 12 seconds. Up to floor. The jump pass into the hands of Savage, and he's going to be fouled intentionally. They call the intentional foul. The intentional foul has been called on Mike Hagee. Anthony Savage will be at the free throw line with 9 seconds left in the game. Anthony Savage. Fred Hairston missed the free throw. Rebound was tipped around 3, 4, 5 times. Damian Saunders came down with it. When he came down with it, he found Mike Bishop. Mike Bishop found Damian Saunders again. Damian's jump pass all the way up the floor went into the hands of Anthony Savage. Savage got by Michael Hagee, and then Hagee was called for the intentional foul. That will be his second. What does that mean? That means Anthony Savage is at the line to shoot 2 times, plus Wheeling Central will get the basketball with only 9 seconds left. They trail by a point.
Savage is 1 of 2 from the free throw line today, Fred, and I'd have to say that you never can tell what happens, but Wheeling Central's in pretty good control now. 9 seconds left, 54-53. That intentional foul call, big call.
Anthony Savage, a 6'3" senior. He comes off the bench for Doobie Daler's Maroon Knights. He averages 6 points a game on the season. This morning, he has 11 and is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Warning buzzer has sounded. These two teams have their final instructions from their respective head coach. Jay Jacobs behind that Central Catholic bench. Jay.
Fred, Jim Daler very confident here. Naturally, he's got 2 at the foul line, plus the basketball. Very much concerned on how the ball gets in bounds, and he said be ready because they're going to be fouled immediately.
Williamson still has a timeout left. Wheeling Central has 2. Anthony Savage will be at the free throw line all by himself after the intentional foul was called on Michael Hagee. Anthony Savage, big kid, a senior, 1 of 2 so far this morning. From the line, right-hander, good, we're tied. The 11th tie of the basketball game. Coming with 9 seconds left. Anthony Savage could give his team a lead. Right-hander, good. And he jumps up and down for joy. 55-54. Lead change 17. And with 9 seconds left, Williamson will work it inbounds, probably get it to half court and call a timeout. Let's see what they do. Central Catholic will have the basketball. Doobie Daler wants the timeout. So Jim Daler calls the timeout. He needs to get it into play. He knows they're going to be fouled immediately. That unless they can intercept that inbounds play, all Williamson can do is foul immediately. Hope for a miss. They lead. Wheeling Central leads by a point. With that 3-point play in high school basketball, this one certainly ain't over with yet.
When you saw Williamson come out on the floor that time, of course they knew they were up 1, but Savage, pretty good free throw shooter, and he did get up there and sink both of those. And as you said, it's going to be an immediate foul right here. 9 seconds, still a lot of time left.
13 big points for Anthony Savage coming off the bench. The last time these two teams met last year in the state high school basketball tournament. It was in quarterfinal round action then. Wheeling Central beat Williamson 75-68. And that was the first win of 3 in Charleston last year for Wheeling Central. That ended in a 94-68 championship win over the Man Hillbillies. Williamson, they've been there so many times before. They must play the great defense. If they can't steal the inbounds pass, then they must foul immediately. Anthony Savage will be the inbounder. And we're ready to go. Savage looks, still looks, gets it into Burgoyne. Burgoyne is fouled immediately. What do they call? 1 plus the bonus. Not intentional that time. 1 plus the bonus. Mike Hagee picks up his 3rd personal foul. Tom Burgoyne will go to the line. What has he done today? 0 of 2 from the charity stripe. He stands in on 1 plus the bonus with 7 seconds left. His team on top, 55-54. Joe Stafford will check in. Doug Jackson will check out for Williamson.
Good
Each
job.
team with 1 timeout left.
Freddie, that was a good job by Williamson. They only let 2 ticks of the clock go off before the foul.
Burgoyne has 16 points in the game. He's 0 of 2 from the line. Right-hander misses. Rebound, tipped around. Anthony Savage with the rebound, and he scores with 3 seconds left. 57-54 with 2 seconds left. They get a timeout. Anthony Savage. He has come off the bench to score 15 points, and the last 4 may be the biggest of the young man's high school career.
He was tipped around there. He didn't have the inside position, Fred, but he was hanging around there in the lane and was able to put it up and in.
57-54, Wheeling Central on top of Williamson with 5 seconds left. A lot of time, 5 seconds in a high school basketball game. And you've got some outstanding three-point shooters, certainly, on the side of Williamson.
The time was at 2 seconds. They put 3 seconds back on the clock.
Interesting, there is 5 seconds being shown on the clock. Of course, with all the crowd and the loud and everything, you never know who called the timeout or when they called it. And so they put 3 more seconds back on the clock. It had ticked down to 2. But they said that the timeout was called before that. And certainly with all of the loud and all the cheering, that is quite possible that someone jumped in the official's face and yelled timeout. You don't have to do the signaling anymore. You just got to say timeout, timeout.
I tell you, 5 seconds is a lot different than 2 seconds. I mean, you have some time, you have a little bit, you have 3 seconds more, and that gives you time to, you know, make up a few more feet on the court here. They have to go all the way down.
Michael Hagee has 14 points. Paul Stafford has 12 points. Paul Stafford, the best three-point shooter on the team. Odds are he'll take the shot. We'll see what happens. 5 seconds left. Full length of the court away. Fans are lining the floor on both sides. 57-54. Steve Smith looks to get it inbounds. He throws it into the hands. It's intercepted by guess who? Burgoyne. And that's it. Clock expired. The pass came in long. And it was a little too long for Michael Hagee. Went over his head. And Central Catholic hangs on for a very dramatic win over the Williamson High School Wolfpack by a final score of 57-54. This one, a classic that has to go down in the annals of great AA basketball games played at the State High School Basketball Tournament. Jim Doobie Daler, the dream still alive for a repeat of that AA championship that he won last year. He's in the final game now tomorrow afternoon. Jay Jacobs has the victorious head coach Jim Daler on the side.
Coach, when any 2 teams are evenly matched the way they are, 2 statistics stand out to me: free throw shooting and offensive rebounding. I thought those were keys.
We put on the board before we came out defense and rebounding. We forgot about the foul shooting a little bit. I think we did as well as we should have, but I do think we did control the boards the way we had to.
Let me, Savage off the bench, tremendous.
Anthony Savage hasn't said 5 words to me in the 2 years I've known him. This week down here, he's come out of here. He told us the other day he was going to bust out. Today he said, I'm going to erupt. He did.
Well, you got great offensive power from inside. It's great to have that point guard like Saunders that can get out and create for you like a coach on the floor.
Yes, I don't think Chief played real well today, though. He just looked kind of funny to me. He didn't look like he was in his normal rhythm. Looking at me a little more than he does. I usually just let him go out there, but he did it when we had to. They all did it when they had to.
Well, prepare. You got a tough one tomorrow. They're all tough when you come to Charleston.
There are no easy ones down here, and we know that. We'll be ready.
Congratulations. Fred.
Jay, our final score, Wheeling Central 57, Williamson 54. We'll return to the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum in a moment to recap the game after we hear this word from One Valley Bank, the one bank for all of West Virginia.
There are plenty of good reasons to save money, like a college education or a comfortable retirement. Unfortunately, it often seems that there are just as many reasons for not saving, like a car that keeps breaking down, or a house repair that just can't be put off any longer. At One Valley Bank, we know it's not always easy to save, but it can be done. And we offer a number of services that can help you start saving money right now, like savings accounts, money market accounts, certificates of deposit, individual retirement accounts, and variable rate investment accounts.